Welcome to Smethwick, my hometown, where I grew up. At the time, the population was 68,000. I lived in White Road, and this was my home at number 20. Smethwick has a proud industrial heritage going back to 1795, when James Watt started his steam engine factory. Here, at the Soho Foundry. From my home at night, you could hear the clank of the drop forgings and see the soft orange glow from the furnaces. Smethwick is divided into two parts by the canal and the railway. On the one side there's the industrial complex, and on the other side there's the residential area. At 4:30 in the afternoon, the workers would be returning home, and a wall of humanity would be coming up Rolf Street back to the town. But now, Smethwick is classed as a post-industrial town, and its proud industry lies derelict. No longer does that wall of humanity return home at 4:30 every day. It's rumoured that even Avery's going to be closing down after 100 years of production. But Smethwick has two other distinctions. One of them, in 1965, it was visited by Malcolm X, the USA black militant activist, who even then was called an extremist. He was brought over by the BBC producer Terence Pettifer after his home in the USA had been firebombed 2 weeks earlier. He visited Marshall Street because nobody in London wanted to speak to him. Here, local people were attempting to retain their own cultural identity after the deprivations of World War II. Malcolm X was assassinated by Black Power militants 9 days having returned to the USA. At the time, Malcolm X was regarded as a pariah, but since then, he's been changed into a messiah. In 2012, an unofficial blue plaque was erected in Marshall Street. But Smethwick has one other distinction. It contains the largest Sikh temple in the Western world. It stands on the land which had a congregational church where I was a Cub Scout. For just one day in the year, Rolf Street again sees a human wall as the Sikhs celebrate Vaisakhi. And in 2015, it was reckoned a crowd of 100,000 attended. Vaisakhi is a celebration of the harvest festival in the Punjab and occurs around the spring equinox of 21st of March. is swept in advance of the holy men, who walk barefoot. The procession is heading towards Handsworth Park, where there's a huge festival of food stands and Bhangra dancing. Bhangra is the traditional dance celebrated at this Verisakhi Spring Festival. Verisakhi is celebrated in 4 major venues outside India: Manhattan in USA, in Canada, Surrey, British Columbia, and in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And of course the 4th one is here in Handsworth, Smethwick, Birmingham. Some people seem to think that multiculturalism is a great idea, but others aren't so sure.